In 1660 AD, one of the largest volcanic eruptions in human history began. A massive explosion occurred, supposedly sending boulders of rock up to 70 kilometers distant, which fell on the mainland, thus creating small craters. Pyroclastic flows soon raced across an island the size of the entirety of Las Vegas, burying it in 30 meters or 98 feet of superheated rock. As the towering plume of ash was carried high into the atmosphere, large quantities of ash fell more than 2,000 kilometers distant. This led to a fabled time of darkness which was well recorded in several local cultures. Then, due to the large amount of volcanic rock ejected, a massive section of the volcano in question collapsed downwards, creating a 12.5 by 10 kilometer wide caldera. The volcano which produced this eruption is today known as Long Island, and its eruptions have several times wiped out all life on the overall island. The Long Island volcano is located in far northern Papua New Guinea, away from the mainland, where it is 80 kilometers east-northeast of the town of Sidor. Its most notable feature is a vast central lake called Lake Wisdom, which represents the majority of its massive nested caldera complex. In total, the Long Island volcano has produced 3 recent caldera-forming eruptions, one in 14,000 BC, one in 2040 BC, and one in 1660. The exact age of the overall island is unknown, but in all likelihood the island is older than 30,000 years in age. The Long Island volcano began forming many tens of thousands of years ago when a volume of basaltic andesite composition magma erupted onto the ocean floor. This submarine volcanic activity initially occurred from a northward-facing fissure, and soon 4 different volcanic cones were constructed. While the outer 2 cones remained far below sea level, the middle 2 cones soon broke the ocean's surface, erupting in a spectacular series of explosive eruptions. These 2 stratovolcanoes soon merged as a single central island, with the peak to the north being called Mount Rumor, and the peak to the south being called Circe Peak. While these 2 volcanoes were the emphasis of activity, they likely had red summit peaks due to an abundance of a rock type known as scoria, which is quite abundant on other regional volcanoes such as Mount Ulawun. These 2 stratovolcanoes shared a joint magma chamber, and over time magma became more silica-rich as material leached from the underlying crust. Eventually, the composition of erupted rock changed from basaltic andesite to andesite. The first major explosive eruption occurred 16,000 years ago, resulting in the extinction of most life on the overall island and the formation of a medium-sized caldera in the center of the island. In 2040 BC, an even larger explosive eruption occurred, thus expanding the overall caldera and causing it to sink by more than 75 meters. In total, 11 cubic kilometers of molten rock was ejected. The largest eruption of Long Island occurred in 1660, which ejected 30 cubic kilometers of volcanic rock, creating the island's modern vast caldera. Several dozen meter-thick beds of ash from this eruption can be easily spotted throughout Long Island, most notably at its lake-filled caldera. Between 1933 and 1938, 2 eruptions originating from a fissure at Lake Wisdom built a small volcanic cone beneath the caldera lake. This cone reached the surface in 1943, erupting in a series of phreatomagmatic explosions and building a 200-meter wide island known as Motmot. Since 1950, 7 more such eruptions have originated at or near this small volcanic island, continuing to expand its overall size. Several of these eruptions were large enough to disrupt regional air traffic as they produced tall ash plumes. The last such eruption occurred in November of 1993. Due to the long and highly explosive history of the Long Island volcano, it will erupt again. Although it is relatively safe to live on the island, at least for now, the possibility remains of another caldera-forming eruption which could send pyroclastic flows up to 40 kilometers distant. If a large volcanic eruption was suspected, the island's 4,000-plus residents would need to be evacuated, along with any coastal settlements in a 70-kilometer radius. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to request a specific topic, please leave a comment below. Additionally, if you wish to support this channel, consider becoming a patron on Patreon.